crazy amount Sabrina Carpenter is worth in 2025, including where it comes from and what she spends it all on. Spoiler alert, her net worth is estimated to be a massive $12 million. Her millions come from a long graft in the music industry, a pretty impressive Disney career, and some super successful business moves when it comes to things like her perfumes. So let's take a look at what it all makes her, including what she earned for Espresso and what she spends it all on. Of course, we have to start with her music. Now, her album Short and Sweet debuted at the top of the UK's album chart, and her album singles Espresso, Please 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 and Taste all went immediately to the top of the singles chart too. The album received over 350 million streams on Spotify in its first week, and if we consider that musicians usually earn around $0.0004 per stream, then we can figure out that she must have earned around $1.4 million just from streams on Spotify in the first week alone. Whilst on YouTube in its first week, the album probably earned about $6.8 million, assuming that Sabrina received the standard of about 2 cents per view. Although, of course, a lot of this money will be split between things like her record label and other collaborators on the album, so producers like Jack Antonoff. We also don't know for sure how much she made on the Eras tour, but she did buy a mansion just after the Eras tour ended, which we will get to, I promise. So we can assume that it was a lot. And of course, she did start out on Disney, and one of her first major roles was in Girl Meets World. Whilst we don't have any confirmed figures on what she was making for this, her co-star Rowan Blanchard was making $10,000 per episode, and the first season had 21 episodes, so that's around $210,000. In other film and TV related earnings, she apparently is producing an Alice in Wonderland musical, which she sold to Netflix for over 7 figures. Then we have her Netflix Christmas special. Now again, we don't know exactly how much she was paid for this, but she did joke in the show that they had given her an unlimited budget, which probably means that she is getting paid pretty well too, so we're assuming in the few millions. And Sabrina also has physical products which make her money, and not just her merch store, which usually sells items out in just a couple of hours. But she also has her own super successful perfume line. It's with a brand called Scent Beauty, and they earned a net profit of $15 million within 2 years of their launch back in 2022. It's the fastest growing fragrance brand at Walmart, and it's actually been predicted that over time it could surpass over $1 billion in cumulative sales. And then we have her partnerships and collaborations. Now, Sabrina has worked with some of the biggest and most on-trend brands out there, including Marc Jacobs, Blank Street Coffee and Skims, as well as recently being named the brand ambassador for Redken, which is a luxury hair care brand. Now, with her reach and social media following, she's easily earning in the millions for each of these deals, with quite a few more millions for that major Redken deal. And as for that Skims campaign, it generated around $5.5 million in media impact value in just the first 48 hours of the campaign being released, according to launch metrics. She's also quite the fashion icon, and after making her men's fashion week debut with Louis Vuitton, she actually generated $1 million for the brand in media impact value, and another $2 million for a brand called Lau after appearing in one of their turquoise dresses just a few days later. So she makes a pretty dollar. Let's look at what she spends it on. Now, when it comes to real estate, she has 2 known homes. She has a $4.4 million mansion in the Hollywood Hills, which she bought at the end of the Eras tour, and a $1.7 million home in Northridge, which she bought back in 2017. She also reportedly has a Porsche 911 worth $200k and a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon worth about $250k. And she is super active when it comes to making charity donations. She also has her own not-for-profit called the Sabrina Carpenter Fund, and this aims to enhance the lives of people and animals. So there we have it. Hit the follow button for the next episode of Breaking Bank and let us know, who should we do next?